Hey, what's going on guys, it's Lewis here for a new video, and today we're going to be doing the brake bleed. This is the first time I'm ever attempting to do a brake bleed. The reason why I'm doing it is because the pedal's feeling a little bit spongy. I also want to bleed the clutch as well, make sure that all the fluid in there is all good, no air bubbles or anything. We're going to be using this easy bleed kit here. We're going to be using an old bottle with Jeff's old brake fluid in it to make sure that nothing,
no charge.
nothing goes upstream. A spare wheel with tyre pumped up to 18 psi. We got a jack, an 8mm spanner for the rears, 10mm spanner for the fronts, and we've got our brake fluid over there. To start off, we need to pop the bonnet, and we need to screw one of these universal caps from the Easy Bleed onto the top of here. So we've got to fit the relevant cap for our brake fluid reservoir, top up this bottle here with fresh brake fluid. We've got our cap there, and we've got our fluid in this bottle here, so we're now going to stick this end onto this tyre in order to put the pressure through the system. Okay, so we're going to start off with the rear left because that's the furthest point away from the brake reservoir, then the rear right, then the front left, then the front right. So we do furthest and then closest last. We need to take this nipple off here and then put the tube that Jeff's got right there, so we need to find which one fits first.
Right, we got to have this to stand on something.
I can hold it if you want. Oh, I'll get a wooden block. Yeah, I'll go get a wooden block. 8mm spanner and stick that onto the tyre. We've had a massive problem with the Easy Bleed kit. When we're trying to do it, it's spilling out at the top of the reservoir, and the reason for that is because the caps that come with it don't create a proper seal. As Jeff says, we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way, so we are going to need two people to do this. Bit annoying because I did want to really try and do it with this piece of kit, but I can save that piece of kit for doing it to the Mark 5, as it's got. We can just do it with the Mark 5 instead. Right, whenever you're ready, Jeff.
Right. Loosen up.
Yeah.
One. Loosen it a bit more, Luke.
No.
Right, tighten it off.
Shit! So that'll be this one here, I believe. 3/8. Alright guys, so we have just completed the brake fluid bleed on the brakes. Now we're going to do the clutch. So I believe it is pretty much the same, isn't it? Yeah. It's literally just a matter of a bleeder valve, which is... but it's just down here. I'll get this off and I'll show you guys afterwards. Alright, so we are looking this here, so we need to take this nozzle off.
True.
I'm guessing we just do it with fingers.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, cool.
Right, let me have a go.
Same story. I'm not using the gimbal today because it's currently dead.
Oh, perfect.
You got it?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so this is the setup that we used. We managed to do it. It's really Jeff said it's not that hard. Obviously, we can only do it with two people because I don't have that tool that will work with this setup. But it was literally just as easy as me
click
down here
open, shut,
to bleed the clutch brake fluid, which is literally the same stuff, the brake fluid. And we've obviously bleed that, and we've topped it up with some fresh .4. So I'm going to go for a drive now, guys, and let you know how all of this stuff has, you know, affected the way the car drives, because I'm sure that it would have made a difference. So we've bled the brake fluid, we've bled the clutch, and we're on our way out for a little drive now. So I'm going to let you guys know how much different the car feels after doing those two things. So as you guys know, in the previous video we done the gearbox oil, we done the oil, and we done the pollen filter and the screen washing. We didn't get around to doing the brake fluid, hence why this video is a bit of a follow-up video, just showing you guys if I feel any difference whatsoever. So driving normally, the clutch feels much lighter. It's a lot more fluid, it's a lot smoother. That's definitely a thumbs up. I don't think it's ever been done like this before. And I'm getting a lot less vibration through the clutch as well. It's just a lot more, it's just a lot nicer to use, so I can definitely feel a difference. And this is literally right off the bat. This is 2 seconds into driving, I can immediately feel a difference. I don't know if it's just me, but it doesn't have as much of a jolt when you put it in. It's just a lot nicer. Kind of hard to explain unless you guys have, you know, experienced it for yourselves. Oh, that's so nice, just pulling off. We're going to go and just test out the braking now, see if the brake fluid has taken away any of that sort of sponginess that I was feeling when I was putting the foot on the brake pedal. So we're going to find a little road, quiet road, and we're going to brake relatively hard and just see if I can feel any difference in sharpness in the brakes already or not. I'm going to brake hard now. It looks safe to do so. Yeah, it feels good. Yeah, that's all I can say really. It definitely feels good, but I'm not convinced that it feels much different from before with the brakes. With the clutch, I can definitely feel the difference. But with that being said, you know, upgrading your brake fluid and just refreshing your brake fluid every now and then is not a bad idea at all. Just a little bit of preventative maintenance to ensure that your car's driving and braking and doing things as well as it could be. Just topping up these fluids and doing all of these little bits and bobs is really worth doing. And I've always been one for keeping on top of maintenance of my car. Really enjoy doing things like this. I've learned a lot today about how it all works. I remember before me and Dave done it, I didn't understand how it worked, but me and Jeff done it together today, and he sort of took me through it and told me how it all works. So it's really interesting, and that's another thing that I've learned today, so I'm really happy about that. So what I'm going to be doing now is going ahead and actually trying out that bleeder kit on the Mark 5, because the issue we were having with this car is that the one-person bleed kit was not working because the cap was not creating a proper seal. It obviously wasn't designed for this car. Hopefully the cap will create a seal on the Mark 5, which would be nice. So I'm going to give that a go in a minute.
Open that one, open that one. Done. Oh yeah, there's a reversing bulb thing.
Oh, thank you, man. Cheers, mate. Yeah, guys, I'm doing it now on the Mark 5 and it's actually working. The problem, like I said, we were having is that it wasn't creating a seal because it was a different type of cap on the ST, but on this one, it's an actual screw cap, so it creates the seal, and this is all pressurised. So if Jeff holds the camera, I'll show you guys how this all works. So that's me turning the valve off. That's the dirty fluid. And then that's on, off, on, and then I'll shut the valve off there, and it will go through. So, with that out of the way, I'm going to actually do this properly now. I've had to ask Jeff to go and get a 7mm spanner because I don't actually have one. That's the size for the rear drums. So we've just started doing the rear drums there, and bearing in mind there was some fresh fluid in here 1 second ago, and look how dark it is already. So I need to do the rest of that, and then I'm going to move on to the fronts afterwards. Back indoors now, brake fluid is successfully bled on both cars. Clutch was done on the ST, clutch was not done on the Mark 5. It's jumbled up, man. Let's backtrack. Let's just backtrack a little bit, okay? Let's go back a little bit. Breathe, refresh, try and think straight. Right, so we done the brake fluid today. Clutch on the ST felt really light. Brakes didn't really make a massive difference for me. On the Mark 5, however, I found and felt a difference in both the brakes and the clutch, even though I didn't do the clutch, so I don't know if that makes any sense. But all of the old brake fluid was literally pretty much just pitch black, so it looked absolutely disgusting. So the new brake fluid that went in was the ATE Type 200, which I used on both cars, and I noticed a massive difference in braking on the Mark 5. I noticed that when I put my foot on the brakes, it was very progressive, but it was very hard, and the brakes were actually working like brakes and they weren't just really spongy, so that was really nice. And I noticed that the clutch as well was a lot nicer. It didn't make as much of a noise when I put the clutch in. I don't know if I'm imagining these things, or I don't know if this is actually what's going on. All I do know is that the Mark 5 definitely feels a lot better on the brakes and the clutch feels nicer for whatever reason. That being said, the next video that is going to be on this channel is not going to be on the ST, because myself and my friend Lewis are going to be doing a little thing to the Mark 5 on Sunday. So you guys can probably already guess what it is because I mentioned it in a previous video. But yeah, we're looking to do some big stuff for the Mark 5 on Sunday. Hopefully, touch wood, the weather turns out to be okay. If not, then plans might change. I think that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I'd just like to say again, I'm really enjoying doing these maintenance type videos and just learning how to do these things, because that way I don't need to go and ask people to do it for me. I can literally do it myself now. I'm buying the tools and I'm building up my tools in the shed, which is nice, so I can actually start doing all this stuff on my own. Right, guys, I'm gonna go now. I can't even speak properly. I literally can't even speak straight. It's just, I'm tired. I'm going straight to bed after this. I'll upload this video tomorrow. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, please feel free to click that like button down below. Leave a comment with any criticism that you may have, or just leave a comment just to be nice. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to keep up to date with any future videos. I post videos pretty regularly, maybe once every week, once every 2 weeks, on me doing little bits and bobs to my cars. And this is starting to feel like a little bit of an interview now, so I'm going to go, but you guys have a very nice day. You guys have a lovely new year, because I don't think I'll see you before then. And until next time, you guys stay frosty. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.